living every day under the threat of death, I feel discouraged sometimes. Living every day under extensive criticism, even from Negroes, I feel discouraged sometimes.
Listen, two cups, like ice.
Good morning. I'm your girl, Alicia Wright Williams, hail from the port city. If you don't know, you need to ask somebody. I am coming to you live from Two Cups of Truth Radio TV podcast, and we are about to go in on who Alicia Wright Williams is and what it is that I do. All right, I'm your girl, Alicia Wright Williams. You can find me on all of these social media handles. I am on Facebook as Alicia Wright Williams. Also, my business page is Alicia A. Williams. You can also find me on Instagram as Dazzling Diva _collection. I'm your girl. I am that jewelry girl. I am the author. I am the motivational speaker. I am that influencer. If you're looking to be dazzled for less, I am that girl. If you're looking to be motivated to the next level, I am that girl. So hit me up.
We starting to find her now.
I love what I do. I love where I hail from. And it is what it is.
Man, let me go and get into this thing, man.
Let's
so
go.
this man, listen, hey, what's up, people? This your boy, Two Cut Shy the Drunkest, the Jerry Curl in the building, and we doing this Black History edition. So I got, man, one of the most remarkable women on the planet walking around here. I'm talking about real, legit hustler. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, when you come on here, you got to be a certified hustler. Like, you got to be doing what you do, and you got to be doing what you do for real. And you got to be able to explain what you do. Because a lot of times people be saying they do stuff, but you know they don't do it because they can't tell you how they do it. Hey, you ever been in them situations, man? Y'all give it up for my homegirl right here. Know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I call her Ricky Wright's sister. Hey, I'm sorry. Know what I'm saying? But this is Alicia Wright, people. Y'all give it up for her. Okay. Miss Alicia, how you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right, man. So, look, I like to get straight to stuff.
Let's go.
So, you from Tomanville.
That's right.
I'm talking about you from Tomanville, Mobile, Alabama.
Yes.
Tomanville. Like, so I know where you're from, but for everybody that don't know where you're from, like, walk me through it. What was your, like, what put, like, from a little kid, because that's what we're here to talk about, what you have done. Mm-hmm. But from a little kid, what put that spark in you to just be this person you are today? Like, because it had to start early on. It didn't start last week, last month. Mm-mm. What happened doing in Tomanville?
Once again, thank you all out there for tuning in. I am your girl, Alicia Wright Williams. I am from the port city, hail from the community of Tomanville. I was raised with 5 of my siblings, my parents, Ricky and Mary Wright Sr. For those who don't know, you should know. Because of what they taught me as a young girl, I was taught to believe in who I am. Let me just state that again. Success started with me. Success in my home was doing the best that we could with holding nothing back. So as a little girl, it was always instilled in me that I can do anything that came to mind. So basically, I can do anything that I can conceive, I can achieve. Let me say that again. Anything that I can conceive, I can achieve. And so as a little girl growing up in Tomanville, my parents consistently instilled in us to get out there in our community, show others what was possible by simply being us. We are the Wright family. I am the 3rd oldest of my siblings. All of my siblings today are in the field of education where we lead by example. We don't just talk to talk, we walk to walk. We give back to our community. We show up and we try our best to impact the lives of anyone that we come across, especially our children, because for one, they are watching us. So as a little girl, I was really shy. What many people don't know, I was kind of shy, reserved, but as I began to come older, as I got older and came out of my shell, I knew that there was so much more in me. And what I mean by that, I knew that I was meant to lead. As someone who has been in the field of education for many years, my passion was to simply impact lives. And that started with working with little kids. I always had a passion with working for working with little kids and impacting someone else's life. Because I believe when you impact someone else's lives, then we have impacted an army. But it starts with one. And as that has happened over the years, I've had an opportunity to impact lives on a global scale. And we're going to talk about that quite a bit as we move forward.
Okay, then. I asked the young lady a question, and she got to be an educator because I felt like she put me I went to a history lesson right there in class. Hey, she went in class, so she definitely an educator. I can see it all in her. So how long have you been educating?
Before I decided to move into full-time entrepreneurship, I was in the field of education for 15 years.
Wow. So that has to be fulfilling. You know, I worked with the youth with Job Corps for about 10 years. And so, you know, working with these people of tomorrow, so it had to been something in this world that made you give that, because I know that got to be just as fulfilling to work with the youth as what you're doing right. You know, so to make that move, like what really caused you to leave that field and just go into this field?
So for me, education is for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. Let me say that. Let me correct myself. Education is not for the faint of heart. You have to love what you do. You have to love people. Me in general, loving people and being around people, helping people is what I do. It is who I am. So to transition from elementary education to post-secondary education to now working on a global scale of impacting lives of adults, that is my jam and has always been my jam. So to transition from that to where I am today, I still feel like I am still impacting the world. My classroom just looks a little bit different today.
All right, so every story to be great gotta have, you know, some not so good moments. Every story, you know what I mean? So, like, what are some of the things that almost prevented you from getting to any point, like before you got here, before you got done with college, before you got done with high school? Like, what are some of the things that almost stopped you from getting to where you was going?
Well, naturally, you know, we all fear something. Fear comes naturally to us just as human beings. You know, it could be by the way of people just not simply believing in you, but as I stated earlier, that it starts with you believing in who you are. When you believe in who you are, then nothing is impossible for you. What I like to say is I am possible. So when those hard moments, those tough days, when those hurdles would come along the way, I would have to simply stop in my tracks and say, you know what? I am possible. I can do this. Because let me just tell you, it is not easy. Transitioning from where I've transitioned from to education to now being a full-time entrepreneur, you're going to have those dream busters. You're going to have those naysayers. But one of the things that I like to say is, what my mantra is, no one else is you, and that is your superpower. When you understand the power that you're possessed with, you will become unstoppable.
Wow. Man, like I feel like I'm being educated. Like, do you turn the teacher off? Like,
You know what? I can't help it. As I stated, that teaching, I may be a former educator, but teaching will forever be in my heart.
Wow. I'm talking about, man, like, I'm trying to I don't even know what question to ask all of a sudden because I'm trying to figure out, like, hold on. Like, this girl gonna make me sound really stupid in a minute.
No, not at all.
Make me sound ignorant. I'm just from Mobile.
No. The greatest hell from Mobile, let's be clear.
Oh, you better know it. Hey, man, you better know it. So, look, hey, we're going to take a little break right here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take a little break right here. We're going to pay some bills. I got some sponsors need to holler at the people. But we'll be back in a second.
All right.
Jesus in Training. The all-new faith-based web series premieres March 26, 2023 at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Like and subscribe to Mr. Magic on YouTube now. This hard-hitting dramatic comedy is one you don't want to miss. Let the church say amen.
Thank you.
Yes, you can turn that one up.
I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna go higher. Can I sit on top of you. I wanna go where nobody's been. Have you ever had fun like this? Oh, we gotta fuck up the night. Black lights, spaceships fly.
What's up? Welcome back. Man, it's Two Cups of Truth. Radio, TV, podcast. You know what we do. We don't do nothing but tell the whole truth over here. You know, the whole truth, man. Like, I'm so pleased to have, man, this girl in here, man. And, you know, and I'm saying it like that. Don't think she's not a professional, but I'm saying this girl in here because, you know what I'm saying, because we went to the same high school and everything. Mm-hmm. We went to the same high school. We went to LaFleur High School. But did you graduate before me or I graduated before you?
You graduated before me. I'm 98.
Okay. All right. So you got to do what I say.
He was the upperclassman, okay?
Right.
He had me beat by just a couple years.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Sit down. Be quiet. Shut up.
You can flip the script on me.
Hey, there it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm older than you. You know what I'm saying? You know how it go.
All right.
So, but we're talking about, you know, your business now, your business side of things, like your brand. Like, okay. So, because I seen you doing your thing. You was, at first, you was selling so much little, you know, the little jewelry that they had at the hospital. What that is?
Paparazzi.
That paparazzi. So you were selling so much of it, made me want to sell something. I said, nah, I like
Still
it.
killing it.
Still killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you got to be skillful to do that. I see a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't trying to relate nothing to selling drugs or nothing like that. But everybody can't be a successful drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the motor skills. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the necessary tools, the mind tools to actually be a successful drug dealer. So to sell $5 jewelry, man, you got to be some kind of different kind of hustler. Like for real. Like and it need to be stated and it need to be known. That's not an easy task. Now you may make it look easy, but how do you do, like, listen, because I know plenty of people that came to you and fell off.
Mm-hmm. It happens.
How you do it?
Well, let me just tell you, it's $5 jewelry, people. Let me say that again. It's $5 jewelry. It ain't rocket science. Yes, I'm using improper English. It ain't rocket science. It's jewelry. And what I love about the business, let me just step back a little bit. I've been a paparazzi independent consultant for almost 8 years this spring. One of the things that really intrigued me about this business was that it was jewelry. It was all things fashion, all things Alicia. It was who I was. So it was natural to me because why I am, as you often hear me say, I am that diva. So I like to look good. When you look good, you feel good. And let me just tell you, when you put on a simple pair of earrings, I know my women out there truly understand, it gives you a boost of confidence. And with $5 jewelry, I've been able to take this platform and take it to a whole nother level because I know when you put on a pair of earrings, that boosts what it does for your confidence as a woman. Let's not leave our men out. We do have a men's lines too as well. Because it gives you a boost of confidence and because of the price point, that is why it has been so successful for the last 8 years. And let me just say this. I know you referenced doing illegal things, but let me tell you, what I do is a legal flip.
Right.
Let me just say that again.
Right. I don't want to reference illegal things. I
know. I got what you're saying.
I was talking about the mindset.
The mindset, but when you think about it, is I get to market a piece of a product that will never go out of style. Let me just say that there are many network marketing opportunities out there, but let me tell you about Paparazzi Accessories. It will always be in business simply because it has a product that is not a fad. Let me say that again. I need the sirens to go off or something.
Okay, we're going to send them off for you.
But it is not a fad. Jewelry was around many ages before my time, and guess what? When I leave this earth, when God decides to call me home, it's still going to be around. So it's an essential to every woman and men out there. I'm not going to continue to leave our men out because men like to look good too as well. So we have something to cater to everybody from all age groups, from all backgrounds. It does not matter what your socioeconomic status is. Everybody can afford $5 jewelry.
Yeah, I believe, but I think you're going a little bit too far with the men. Like I do.
No.
I personally, I think you're going too far with it because I can't imagine a man like. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know some of my partners, one of them, your brother, so could you imagine any of us walking around with paparazzi jewelry around?
And you know what? Let me just correct you on that. There are several men. I have men on my team. And yes, my brothers have walked around with $5 jewelry on. But
Don't say they're going to be mad with me. Don't do that. Don't you do, don't do that.
Explain that. They have, and I don't mean your fashion jewelry. I'm talking about your urban bracelets, such as like the lava bracelets that you men like to stack up on your wrist. That's what I'm referring to. That is very trendy out here for our guys. So we're not talking about the fashion accessories. We're talking about the specific jewelry that is trendy to our men out there that many men and relatives, friends that I know have said, hey, do you have something similar to this in your line? And if I do, I make sure I share it with them. And guess what? They're going to get it for for a much more affordable price than what they would go into your local Macy's or any of these other jewelry stores that also sell fashion jewelry. Let me just be clear. Everybody is not rocking Chanel and Tiffany. Sound the alarm. Let me get the fire emojis or something. I don't care what they may look like it is. Everybody is not rocking Chanel and Tiffany. For one, the price point is not affordable to the everyday individual. So why not? When you go into your big brand stores, brand name stores, they sell fashion jewelry. Now, is it marked up? Of course it is. Why? Because of their brand. But you can also look good for less. I can allow you and help you look good and make you look like $1 million for only $5.
Okay, so, and you talking about copper for the men.
We got gold, we got silver, we got gunmetal, we got everything you want.
Listen, hey, she gonna say, I see how you sell it. I see
we
how,
got leather.
hey, I see you now. See, everybody can't do that. So everybody can't do that. You talking about it ain't rocket science. It's something.
Well, let me just say this. It starts with confidence. When you believe in what you do, that's number one. Listen to me. Success starts with you. I'm going to keep saying that. When you believe in what you do, it will become contagious to others. So if I'm excited about my product, naturally, others are going to be excited about the product, and they're going to become a little bit more inquisitive to say, Alicia, and if you really know me, it's Lisa. What is it that you're doing? Because I see you rocking this out. How is it that you're making it work for you? Is because, for one, I'm excited about what I do. I love what I do, and I know what I am doing is impacting lives. I'm giving you a product at an affordable cost, and if you join me, I'm also giving you an opportunity to put a little extra moolah. Yes, I'm talking about cash money in your pocket on an everyday basis if you choose it.
Wow. So now you got sitting next to you got 2 books right there.
Yes.
So what are those 2 books about?
So let's talk about how I got to these books. Can we go there?
Yeah, we can go anywhere you want to. I got all day. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, I got time today.
You got time today because I got time today.
I got time today.
Because of this amazing network marketing opportunity that I've been in for almost 8 years now, I have learned so much. And I believe sharing is caring. And the more knowledge you have, the more you should share with others. Because of my experience and the knowledge that I've gained over the years, I've now become a co-author. I've collabed on 2 book collaborations this past year. I have the first book here, the world's best network marketing strategies. And let me just tell you, I go in this book. You do not have to be in network marketing. This is for the aspiring, emerging entrepreneur. So if you're looking at ways to stay motivated as an entrepreneur, because let me tell you something, entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart. Because there are plenty of days, I'm going to talk about this in the book, on the second book, because all of this is going to tie in. There are plenty of days where you just want to throw the towel in and say, you know what, forget this. But in this book, and not in my chapter, I specifically focus on how to stay motivated and how to win on purpose, okay? You should get this book, and how you're going to get this book is you're going to go to AliciaAWilliams.com. Let me say that again. If you want to get your copy of this book, The World's Best Network Marketing Strategies, you're going to go to AliciaAWilliams.com. The second book that I've co-author is going to be The Mental Cost of Entrepreneurship. Oh boy, that's a whole mouthful in itself that I can go in about, because everybody wants to be a boss. let me just say this. Everybody's not meant to be a boss. And let me just tell you, everybody that thinks they want to be a boss, get a rude awakening, because there are so many things that come with the cost of being your own boss that you don't even realize that you have to put into perspective. So in this particular book, The Mental Cost of Entrepreneurship, Volume 2, I go in and I talk about what they don't tell you, the untold truths about entrepreneurship.
Okay, so speaking of the cost, we're gonna, we gonna take a break. We're gonna pay some bills real quick. Then we're gonna come back because I want to talk about winning on purpose. Like, I like that statement, so I want to pick up when we come back from now. Winning on purpose. All right, people, man. Hey, man, let's make a little money real quick.
It's time for the 2 Cups of Truth music review, the only show where you gotta check in to swear in. Home of the Trap Allegiance, and it's hosted by 2 Cup Shorty himself, aka Magic the Big Homie. This is a musical platform for all artists of all genres to get their music heard, reviewed, and graded on a scale from 1 to 10. By who? By producers, record execs, and A&Rs. Think you got what it takes? You want the smoke? Well, get ready for the 2 Cups of Truth music review.
That's what's up, people. Welcome back. We in this thing, man. I definitely wanted to get back to the top. We talking about win on purpose, right? So I was working with the youth at one point in time, and and they have dreams, and I don't like to kill people's dreams, especially children. Kill their dreams. So the young man come to me and say he want to be a rapper. So, now, usually when a kid tell an adult they want to be a rapper, the first thing they tell, oh, you got to be realistic. Everybody ain't going to be a Lil Wayne. You just go to killing the little person. And so, so of course, dog, you can be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do your thing. Now, I forgot what point I was finna make. I did. I forgot what point
It'll come back.
Hey, but, I know what I was going to say because, so I was like, but you got to have a plan, though. I ain't saying you can't do it, but let's have a plan, too. You know what I mean? So let's have a plan, too. So how about going to Job Corps? You're going to get your GED.
Right.
Then I say, man, you can go in Job Corps and you can take the electrical thing. So he was like, oh, okay, what I'm going to do with that? He said, I don't want to be an electrician. I'm saying, well, you ain't got to be an electrician. But every studio in Atlanta need an electrician, though.
Come on.
This your way of getting in the door. You know what I'm saying? So this your key. So he's found a purpose in it. So I'll say, so now what happened if you don't be a rapper? Well, he's like, Coach, I'm going to just fall off. So some people just willing to lose, too. So when you say have a win on purpose, that's why I came back, because some people just willing to lose. Like, I don't understand how you just lay down. Like, I don't understand. Now, maybe it's something in the water where we from or what we got going on, but what do you actually mean when you say win on purpose?
When I say win on purpose, what I mean is, what's your why? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you going? It makes me think about just recently, Deion Sanders. We know that he has been all over the news, right? And one of the things that he talks about is, I wake up motivated. I wake up motivated every single day is because I understand my why. Don't stop letting your why be your why not. Let me say that again. Stop letting your why be your why not. As I stated earlier, you're going to have those dream busters. You're going to have those naysayers that are going to be in your ear. But let me tell you a little secret, people. They don't have the courage. They don't have the self-belief. They don't have the support system. That's why they're so busy knocking your dreams. They're so busy trying to bust your dreams up, is because they secretly want to do what you're doing. So when I say win on purpose, wake up motivated and get out there and make a move every single day. In order for you to reach your dreams, you got to show up. If I could sing or rap, I would really go in on Deion's video, is because it gets me hyped. Think about what gets you going in the morning. What's that thing that say, you know what? I can't stop, I won't stop. I'm all gas, no brakes. It's because I understand my why. My why, your why has to be so big enough that nothing or no one can stop you. Like right now, I'm so passionate about what I do is because no one understands better than me what this opportunity has been able to do for me in my life. So you have to wake up knowing what your purpose is. And when you can identify your purpose, then you begin to walk in it.
I told you when you came here, I said, now I might ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can promise you it won't be vulgar
Mm-hmm.
and it won't be nothing out the way.
Okay.
But so I got to ask you one.
Okay.
All right. Do you know the Serenity Prayer?
Do I know the Serenity Prayer?
Yes. Do you know the Serenity Prayer?
Yes. I got to make sure this the right one. I had to think for a second.
Right. Know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 'Cause we've been praying a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for us to be praying for so long and we don't know the Serenity Prayer, like, so tell me you know the Serenity Prayer.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm a praying, slaying woman.
All right. So.
I serve God. God is a part of what I do. I can't move. Well, let me just say that I don't make moves without him.
All right, hold on before we go there, but I want to know the Serenity Prayer.
You want me to state the Serenity
Ray,
Prayer?
I want to know Serenity Prayer.
Oh, Lord, I need to. I don't like to be caught on the spot.
That's what I say. I told you, like I said, look, I may ask you one.
Oh Lord, I need you to start me off with it just so I make sure I'm thinking this is the right one.
It's a Lord, it's a God grant me the serenity.
God grant me the serenity to wait a minute. God grant me the serenity to. Oh my God! If you wouldn't have asked me that, this would have been flowing out of my mouth now.
Hey,
God grant me the serenity to do. No, to understand the things that I cannot. Oh my God! Wait a minute, I'm chopping it all up. You gonna have to cut this.
Hey, I told you I was gonna end the action one, but it is God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hey, that's it.
Thank you for the reminder.
hey, man, we in this thing tripping, man. Two Cups of Truth. Radio TV podcast, man. Like I say, I try to show people that you can do things and be just as edgy without having to be ignorant like that, like being vulgar like that or being whatnot. So I'm on my movement to try to show people that you can entertain and you can be everything that you want to be without having to disrespect, because it's Black History Month.
Yes.
It's Black History Month and disrespecting our culture. We disrespect our culture so much. Like we do anything, we say anything, we treat our women any kind of way, we dog our men out any kind of way. This is what we do. So now with you and what you're doing, how do you feel your movement is shaping the culture?
Well, let me just say, from what I've been able to do, let me just state that because of this opportunity, as a young Black female, I'm not so young, but I'm still young in this thing. And what I mean is that when I first got started in network marketing opportunity, and this particular company that I am, I became the first African-American elite leader in this company in 2016. That in itself is a movement, because what it did was show other brown girls that if she can do it, I can do it too. And from there, I have grew a massive team over 100,000 people across this country. Let me just say that. Because of this movement and me becoming the first African-American elite leader in this company back in 2016, it showed others that were so leery, because if you know anything about network marketing, we didn't see ourselves at the top. Did we do it? Yes, but we wasn't so sure because a lot of us just did not have success. So me being that example to others, not just our black women, our Black men out there, but for everyone. But it meant something to be that first African-American elite leader who was young, who was vibrant, who was professional, who did come from a crazy background, who believed in herself. Having that happened for me in 2016 was mind-blowing, because what happened, my business blew up from there. It's because now I have generated a downline of women and men who I have inspired to say that, oh my God, if she can do this, I can do this too. But it's going to take a matter of me working it, grinding every single day. Because let me tell you something, we have to learn that our prayer must match our grind. Let me say that. Let me flip that. Our grind, I said it opposite. Our grind, your grind has to match your prayer, because we can pray for things all day long. Oh God, I pray that, my business takes off. I pray that, I get new business partners or new customers. Let me tell you something. Faith without works is dead. So if you're not willing to put in the work, it's not going to happen. God says, if you take one step, I'll take two.
Right.
So we have to be willing to, in order for me to continue to make the impact, I have to consistently lead by example. I have to consistently show up. So what a lot of people don't know is they see the glory behind all the things that I've done over the years, but they don't know that there are sacrifices that I make along the way. I have to make those sacrifices. I left my 15-year career because of I wanted time. It was never about the money. Oh, let me be very clear. The money is good. But let me tell you something. If you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because if you focus on making an impact, the money will come. But you have to focus on impacting somebody else's life. So the moment that I hit the stage and was announced, for my rank and the things that I've accomplished, I can see the faces of those brown girls that were out there. They could see themselves in me and say, one day I could be on that stage too and recognized for all of my hard work. So I show up for them. I show up for that little girl who dreams of becoming the next whatever. And I'm going to talk about that quite a bit. I don't want I don't want people to focus on, I want to be the next Alicia Wright Williams. I want you to focus on being the next you in this season.
Wow. Hey, man, you gave us a lot. And I know it's a lot that we're going to end up talking about, and I want to try to catch it all. But one thing, for the people like me, the little special one like me, like, what is network marketing? Like what is it? Because I want to know for myself now, because I'm inspired. Like, I'm trying to get some of the money you get now. I'm inspired. So what is network marketing?
And network marketing is simply just what it is. Network marketing. You get with different companies. Find something that works for you. There are so many companies that are out there that focus on a particular brand, but when it comes to network marketing, you want to choose the right network marketing company that speaks to who you are, speaks to your belief, what it is that you want to accomplish in life. I started with this opportunity. And because of this opportunity, I've been able to walk in my purpose, which is empowering women, because that is simply what I love. But it started with me selling $5 jewelry, giving women a boost of confidence, and giving them that boost of confidence. I've been able to inspire them, empower them, and educate them along the way.
Wow. So one of the things that you're saying that you want to be known for is empowering women. That
is exactly what I do.
That's exactly what you do. So let's not get it twisted, people. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she says exactly what she do. All right. So now, this next book over here got a big word on it, like entrepreneurship. That's a pretty big word.
Yes, it is.
It's a pretty big responsibility. It's a pretty big amount of discipline that come with that word. Like, so. And people ask me all the time, Magic, how you do it? So I'm going to say something here, and they be like, I be like, look, they paid for it, I prayed for it.
Come on.
It's a difference with what I do. They paid for it, I prayed for it. It's a difference. Like, it ain't about money, it's about my purpose. And I understand what you say when you say for purpose. The reason why I wanted you to come out today because something in my spirit like this purpose. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I just say, you know what? It's a conversation that needs to happen.
Yes.
And I think we about to really get to it.
Okay.
And so I think we really about to really get to it. So so let's explore this word that we looking at, that big word right there that we looking at, like, because I want to know what that word look like in your eyes versus my eyes. So what does that word, that big word, what's the name of it? What's that word?
Entrepreneurship.
It's hard for me to say it. That's how much, discipline come with it. I have a hard time saying it. So how do you see that word?
When I think about entrepreneurship, I think about impacting somebody else's life. And it's not an easy task to be done. It's not simply just about me. A lot of people see entrepreneurship as being their own boss. Yes, It is, but it's so much more to that. It's so much to unpack from that. It's so much commitment that has to take place, so much discipline, so much consistency, so much sacrifice. Let me say that loud and clear. We might need some fire, some alarms to go off for that one. It's so much sacrifice that comes along with entrepreneurship. And let me just tell you this, the ugly truth is not always pretty.
Right. So that sound like it's going back to when you was about to start talking about you really don't want to be the boss. You know what I mean? Because the boss ain't always like you was getting ready to say something about that. So what about for these people who want to be bosses, what do they need to know?
Let me just tell you, like I say, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's not for the faint at heart. So you have to ask yourself, are you ready to make the commitment to go all in? As they often say, go hard or go home. Let me just tell you something. With entrepreneurship, it takes you putting everything on the line to sacrifice for whatever it is that you want to achieve. So whatever that burning desire, whatever that passion is that you're so heavily focused on, you have to understand that it's going to take sleepless nights. It's going to take time away from your family. That it's going to take time away from your friends. You are going to have to separate yourself in order to have the elevation that you want in life. Let me see that. Let me say this again. A lot of people don't understand. You almost have to go into an isolation mode in order to fully be the entrepreneur that you desire to be. It's because everybody wants to put the hashtag behind their name, girl boss, CEO. But do you truly understand what being a CEO entails? Do you truly understand what it's like to walk around and have that title on you of being a boss? Everybody does not respect a boss.
Right.
But it's something that you have to teach people.
All right, so you're talking about sacrificing time and isolating yourself and all of this stuff here. And I'm, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a married woman.
Yes.
Happily married woman.
Yes, happily married. Almost 18 years.
18 years. So we're talking about sacrifice.
Yes.
What's that balance like? How did you separate yourself? How did you isolate yourself when you got a family, you got kids, you got a husband? What was that like? What was it? A smooth ride? How did you do that? How did you balance that?
Absolutely not. For me, like I talked about early on, it was never about me leaving my 15-year career for the money. It was about the time freedom. So in order for me to follow my dream and walk in my purpose, I needed the time freedom. That means I needed there's not enough hours in a day. We often hear people say, well, you got 24 hours, what you doing in those? Let me just tell you, 24 hours is still not enough time to do some of the things that you do. So when it comes to being a wife, when it comes to being a mother of 3, I was that mother and that wife where I was always, in church, you put those 2 fingers up because you're always late, is because something was nugging and pulling at you. I was the director of education, faculty management and development, where I oversaw the entire faculty and staff. So I had this huge responsibility on my back to where I was like, oh my God, how am I going to continue to be this boss here on this level, but also be the boss at home, but also be the boss in my own business? I had to find a balance on days when I didn't even know how I was going to make it. So let me just say this. Showing up was key for me. No matter how tired I was, no matter what was not going right, I had to keep a positive attitude. Let me say this again. Your attitude matters. Your attitude, this may be cliche, but you've heard it multiple times before. Your attitude determines your altitude. That is so key even in entrepreneurship. So balancing being a mother, it wasn't always easy. I had to run across town from Buckhead all the way to the other side of 20. And there were days where I would consistently be late. But you know what? I didn't give up. I continued to fight. Is because at the end of the day, I knew what my why was, which was my family.
Wow. So
my husband, let me just give him a shout out, is because for these many years, I've been in network marketing. I've been doing this thing for 11 plus years now. And not once has he ever complained. If he has, I know nothing about it. But he has been very supportive of me because why? It's a family business. What I do is it's a family affair. It's not just I'm doing this by myself. He supports me in any way that he needs to, any way he sees fit to. And sometimes it's not just about him physically or manually working the business. It's about, well, let me go pick up the kids for you because I know that you're running behind. Well, let me go in and step in and I'll get your live started in some shape, form, or fashion. I'll lay out the pieces for you. He helps in any way that he can. My children have stepped in to help multiple times. If it's simply, sorting items for me. Everybody plays a vital role in the success of who Alicia Wright Williams is today.
Hey, it's a family business.
A family affair.
Yeah, a family affair. That's what I took from that, because it's hard, as an entrepreneur, and me being an entrepreneur myself. People don't understand. Like sometimes I could be sitting watching TV, but I'm not really watching TV. I'm in my mind. I'm still working. Then you come ask me something like I'm just sitting here chilling, and like and it can annoy me because I ain't really chilling. I'm still working because you got your 9. See, you sit. You sit. You go. You know what I'm saying. You ain't got to think about what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying. You're gonna go to work. You're gonna do this for this many hours and such. But an entrepreneur, they clock don't go off until a certain amount of success happens. So if that's mean 24/7, like, and finding that balance. So being in a relationship, being in a marriage, and dating an entrepreneur. So your husband, he must have entrepreneur kind of like mindset as well. Have to, because to understand, like the average person do not understand the average entrepreneur.
No, it causes, and I know for a fact firsthand with, just different people I know, it has caused havoc in some homes, or, the spouse is not supportive because the entrepreneur spouse or mate has taken so much time away from them. One of the things I want you guys to walk away, and I'll talk about this in my second book collab, is The Mental Cost of Entrepreneurship Volume 2, is I unpack the untold truths is you have to set boundaries. It took me years to understand, you know what? I can't continue to go this way, or I'm going to impact my household in such a way to where, my kids are going to feel some kind of way, or my husband is going to feel some kind of way. I did not want to disrupt the household, so therefore I had to start setting boundaries. In the beginning, when you just start your business, you're going to hustle 24/7. But at some point, you should stabilize your business, or your business should become stabilized to point to where you have begun to outsource. You begin to delegate other people to do things in reference to your business so that you can take that time that you were devoting towards this particular task that may have taken 2 or 3 hours to do. Now that time goes back to your family. It goes back in your household. So for me, one of the things that I really want to hone in and really speak about to you guys when it comes to entrepreneurship, don't let it consume you. Entrepreneurship is what you make of it. This season, I encourage everybody to tap into who you are and what it is that you truly want from that. And then from there, start putting yourself on the calendar. As entrepreneurs, we neglect ourselves. We're so busy trying to do everything for everybody else to ensure the business is taking off, but we don't take care of ourselves. And one of the things that I really focus on, and I made a commitment, and I have been doing just that for 2023, is I'm putting Lisa on the calendar. I'm doing things for me, and it's just, if it's a matter of 30 minutes of I'm just going to sit, pray, and meditate. Those are what I call non-negotiables. You have to have non-negotiables in your business. For all of my entrepreneurs out there, all of my aspiring or emerging entrepreneurs, put yourself on the calendar for 2023. Take the trip. You know why you need to take the trip is because that gives you an opportunity to go off, refresh, rejuvenate, and come back ready to rock and roll. Because let me tell you something, your business or your team, your company is no good if you're no good to yourself. You need to be your best self so that your business will thrive.
Okay, man. Look, we in here. She giving it to y'all today, man. That's what I'm talking about. Real entrepreneur spirit talking to you. Real black woman power talking to you right here. So look, we're gonna have to pay a bill, then we're gonna come back, then we got to get out, man. The time go by so fast when you're enjoying yourself, for real. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna do our song. Yeah, she got a new hit she want to sing for you guys. So we're gonna let her. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna sing this song, and then we're gonna go home.
All righty. So one of the things that I really want you guys to walk away with, let's just talk about that we don't hear often enough. I like to call it something I learned in network marketing is SWSWSW. You're probably saying, Alicia, what does that mean? In business, in life in general, in order to be successful in anything that you do in entrepreneurship, you guys have to understand. So the SW rule stands for some will, some won't, so what? When you understand that concept, I guarantee you, you will thrive in your business. Because what I mean by that, when I say some will, everybody is some are going to be contagious with what you do, and they're going to want to hop on. They're going to be inquisitive, and they're going to want to know more about you or get to know more about you, connect with you. Some won't. You know why? Because they're just simply not interested. It's okay for people to not understand your vision. Why? It's because God didn't give it to them. And then so what? Stop. Get over yourself. Stop taking everything so serious. It's not about you. When you take the focus off yourself and focus on others, you will begin to see a difference in your business and in your life. So once again, so what? Some will, some won't. So what? Keep it moving.
Hey, welcome back, good people. Hey man, like I said, you know, I always deliver on my promises. I said we come back and she wanted to sing a song, but hey,
I could not sing.
hey, so she wanted to sing a song. So before we sing the song, is there anybody that you want to tell goodbye?
You know what? First of all, let me just give it up to each of you for tuning in, listening, giving me your time. I appreciate you just popping in and listening to your girl, Alicia Wright Williams. I love what I do. I hope that I've said something to impact you and help you take your business further in life, and just not just business, just life in general. Like, you know, I think all of this ties into you just being a better person overall. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my true support system. Let me, last but not least, let me thank Two Truths for having me on this radio TV platform, because let me tell you something. We give nothing but the truth, because that is who I am. If we don't, let me just speak of my last name. If you don't know, you should know. We only do things the right way.
Hey, do it the right way. So since we do it the right way, let's sing this song the right way. So
all right,
sing the song the right way. So look, so y'all give it up for Alicia Wright Williams as she tell y'all to thank you for being a friend. Hey,
give me my theme music.
Hey, well, it ain't no theme. It's just gonna be a cappella, so I can start you out. Yeah. So thank you for being a friend.
Come on now, y'all.
Yeah.
Travel down the road and back again. Sing it with me.
If your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if we threw a party, we invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, friends. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys today. See you on the other side.
Living every day under the threat of death, I feel discouraged sometimes. Living every day under extensive criticism, even from Negroes, I feel discouraged sometimes.
Listen, two cups, like ice.